Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry about the camera, I'm using my phone. I'm not an editing genius. Whatever, it is what it is. So let's just get right into it. I figured our first video would be talking about what the doctor considers normal for a menstrual cycle and what my normal was and how that has changed. Now just keep in mind, these are my results, and my results, from what I understand, are not common. So don't hear what I have to say and think it's going to happen to you. Okay? So let's first talk about what the doctor considers a normal amount of flow for a period. Oh, I had so many questions for my doctor. He looked at me like I was crazy. But anyway, normal, you may be normal, you may not be. I prefer not to be, but you know, whatever. Normal is anywhere from 2 tablespoons to 8 tablespoons of flow or release of blood, or whatever it is you call it, I don't know, per cycle. Now, this is a tablespoon. I am a visual person, so I have things to show you what normal is. Tablespoon. So that's this. That's 15 milliliters. I like bottles. Bottles is my thing. So normal is anywhere from this, which is 30 milliliters. This is 15, so this is a full bottle. That would be 2 tablespoons. And all the way up to 8, this is 2 of these. This is 60 milliliters. I don't have 120 milliliter bottle, but that's 2 of these. So anywhere from this to 2 of these, or 2 of these, all the way up to this quarter cup, is normal release of blood for your menstrual flow. Oh, I wish that were my case. So I got my period pretty young, 8 or 9, not sure, very young, long before my mother wanted to talk to me about it. I don't think she ever talked to me about it. I'd had my period for a couple of years already when we talked about it in school. I basically figured it out on my own. Sorry, Mama, gotta tell on you. So I then decided to go on birth control, and I got the Depo-Provera shot, and that took away my period. I was so happy about that. I then decided that maybe, perhaps, you should probably have your period if you're a woman and you're not pregnant. I mean, that's nature, right? So after about 2 years, I went off of that, and all hell broke loose. My periods went from normal to, oh my god, I'm gonna die. So since the time I was about 23, 24 till now, I'm not yet 40. I'm close, but not yet. I'm 39. So from the time I was about 23, 24 until now, my periods, I am not kidding, have been 6 to 8 months long. Months. And not a super heavy flow. Well, okay. I'd have a heavy flow for about 3 days a month. But then it was constant dribble. I know that sounds horrible, but. So a normal period for me, from start to finish, was about, on a normal day, was about 6 always overnight pads. On a heavy day, probably 15. Tina spent a ton. I own half of always. I'm just saying, that's how much money I've spent on pads. Okay, so I talked to my doctor. My doctor said, why don't you try reusables? What are reusables, pray tell? Well, why don't you look up menstrual cups? So I did. You want me to do what? Okay. So that's when I started getting into YouTube. This was a couple of months ago. I started looking and I had some Amazon credit. So I purchased some cups. These are Duchess cups. I bought them because they came 2 in a pack. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I don't recommend them. Well, you know, they serve me well. I mean, they're not Yuki or Moon Cup or all that stuff. 2 in a pack. I think it was $30. And then I bought a rainbow cup. It's an off-brand. Don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I swear to God, I'm the princess from The Princess and the Pea. I feel everything. I feel it deep in my core. I feel it. But there's a little ridge where it's been put together. I feel it, and I don't like it. But the Duchess cup, smooth, smooth, smooth. Anyway, so I did what they told me to. I ordered the right size because I've had children, and obviously I'm over 30 and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, okay, because I don't like tampons. I get dry. So where was I lose my choo-choo a lot, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, yes. So I ordered my first cup, and I tried to use it, and I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and I couldn't get that bad boy to pop open. I am not kidding you. This is where Tina Gets Real comes in. Tina was in the bathroom. The first couple of days, Tina was in the bathroom every 20 minutes, readjusting that bad boy. I had my hand up my hoo-ha. I bet probably 16 hours the first couple of days. Total. Not all at once, but total. Over, that's a lot of time digging around in there, trying to get things to pop open and turn it. And what is this with, oh, just give it a little turn. No, not so easy. I did find that if you use a rubber glove, like I use non-latex, but like a medical glove that you can buy at the store, it does help turn it. Still had trouble popping open though. So then what I did was, okay. So at the time that I ordered my cups, I had been on my period for a couple of months already. And we're talking about 8 months and then maybe 3 weeks off. And then 6-8 months again. Horrible. Ugh. You don't even want to know. Although I just told you. Anyway, so I would do like a quarter cup a day. Okay? I don't, maybe not. I don't know. That's what it felt like, okay? So I decided I was gonna, my doctor told me, if you do the cup, obviously he couldn't force me to, but he said, if you do the cup, I want you to measure it and tell me how much you bleed. So I finally got it in, and through the first, fortunately, it's a catch-22. 3 days after I started using the cup, after I was, like I said, I was on my period for about 2 months, 3 days after I started using the cup, I quit. And you know what? I didn't get my period again for 3 more weeks. So I just got over my second cycle. By the way, my second cycle using reusables was only 8 days long. Not even kidding you. Remember, that is very abnormal for your cycle to change so drastically. It's abnormal for it to change at all, like shorten or whatever. I heard that a lot of people experience less cramping when they switch to reusables, but to actually shorten your cycle, or the bleeding portion of your cycle, is not normal. Not normal. So, needless to say, I was flabbergasted. 8 days. It's been 5-6 years of month after month after month after, horrible. 8-day period. 8-day period. Now, keep in mind, this is only my second cycle, but I've been off of it for a good week now. But anyway, So I decided I was using the cup that first 3 days. And the first 3 days I bled, I think it was 130 milliliters in 3 days. So that tells you how heavy my period was. Now people say, oh, everybody says they're heavy. No, I swear I was heavy. Anyway, for a long time. Okay, so 3 days, catch 22, right? Oh, my period's over, yay! Oh, I can't really measure, take an accurate reading. What are you gonna do? So, hopefully, that works. Anyway, I was using the cup, the first one, the cup, and a pad, a disposable pad. And see, we're going to talk about too much stuff again. But I really dislike disposable pads. You know what? I didn't know how much I disliked them until I went to cloth. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But since then, I have gone menstrual cups and cloth pads. We'll talk about that more. But I guess the moral of the story is one of these full, from this to 2 of these, or this. Normal. So anyway, I do blab a lot, sorry. But that is why I switched to cloth pads, and a little bit about my menstrual cycle. Please feel free to ask questions or whatever. Anyway, thank you for coming to visit me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.